Hi there, Michelle here. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at 6 Hoyas that are really giving me the most problems out of my whole entire Hoya collection. These Hoyas are having the most difficult time growing. They have battled the most pests. They have grown the most challenging. Um, they are just having the most difficult time. And I thought that since I was having an incredibly difficult time with them, that I would pull them out and show them to you and see, are any of these Hoyas that you've had a difficult time in going ahead and raising? And if not, what Hoyas have you had a difficult time in growing? If you like today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That lets me know if I'm on track to record the kinds of videos and the kinds of topics that you would like to see. And if you would like to see other related content such as this from me, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps me get the word out to other parts of the plant YouTube universe to help me spread the word about my channel. This is the new @herrenfam1 channel. I had to start over from the herrenfam channel because of some things that were going on that I didn't quite understand, that Google wouldn't explain to me. So I decided to just cut bait and start over again, which is not so easy. If you have any comments that you'd like to say or any questions you'd like to ask, please put a comment in the comment section below. I do like to interact with my comment section, so I will get back to you. And now on with the 6 Hoyas. The first Hoya that I'm going to talk about is one that I've actually, this is the second version of this plant I've had. The first one, unfortunately, it got root rot, and then I overwatered it, and it just never quite made it from there. And that is the Carrii. This Hoya is just beautiful. It's got velvety leaves. They are very small, but they are very suede-like. I'll see if I can put some B-roll in here for you. But this is in pure cocoa husk. I do see roots starting to come out the side of the cup, but it may be too moistly watered. So I'm going to have to be careful on that. But this Hoya is just beautiful, but I have trouble with it. I've had trouble with it before. This is actually my second Hoya Carrii. The first one died when I tried to take cuttings from it, and the cuttings didn't survive, and then the plant ended up dying too. So I really had no options with that former plant. But this one I got, this one seems to be growing quite well. This plant likes to stay damp, but probably not quite as damp as I'm leaving it now in this cocoa husk. I don't know if you can see, there's a root right there. So it does have a root, but not enough for the month and a half I've had it. So I definitely probably do need to take it out of this and repot it in something else. I do have some chunky mix. I have some tree fern fiber coming that I would like to add to my chunky mix. I think would really help mixes like the one for this. So that's my next step, is to repot this in something with tree fern fiber. So the first Hoya that is a difficult Hoya for me to grow is the Hoya Carrii. The next Hoya that's difficult for me to grow, and probably mainly because of the terrible substrate, is the Hoya walliniana variegated. Now this Hoya started off with 2 leaves. It rotted on me. I put it in this mixture, which is actually a mixture of tree fern fiber and moss cut up, which doesn't do very well for Hoyas. So I'm going to be taking it out of this mixture and putting it in just a chunky mix to give these roots something to grab onto, rather than just rotting in this mixture, because that's kind of what's been going on. It's just too moisture retention, retending. What is that word? But it holds too much moisture. So this substrate for this plant has to go. This is a very sensitive Hoya because of the large amount of high variegation. This plant, in my experience, rots and drops leaves a lot more than, say, a walliniana. This has dropped more leaves than it has grown, actually. It has taken off, but it has dropped as many leaves as it has grown. So that's why it is really frustrating with me. But I'm getting some new mix today, so this is going to be going to a different mixture. Hopefully one more moisture retention, holding more moisture. I mean, how do you say that? So this is the second Hoya, the Hoya walliniana variegated. The third Hoya is one that I probably rotted the roots on. I mean, they don't look the best. If you can see these roots, there's a long root right here that seems to be okay, but I'm not holding out hope for the best. This is the phuwuaensis, and this Hoya for me has always been difficult because this Hoya had mites. This Hoya was attacked by flat mites. And if I can show you the back, you can see those nodes that there are nodes that have aborted growth points, as I call them. Nodes where there was growth, but then the growth stopped. And that is from the flat mites. So this plant had very awful looking growth patterns. See if you can see in there. So this plant had really terrible growth patterns. So I cut it up and I put it in this self-watering pot in pond, and I basically ignored it for about 6 months. And this is the result of that. It's okay. It's not doing the best. It has put on a few new leaves since I have got it. But, you know, things you know, when it's got growth points like this, where it's just a stem going to nowhere, those don't really do anything. So I could cut that off and probably service the plant a lot better than if I left it on. So that's probably something I will do. I only see one growth point on this right now, and it is right there. So all of this and only one growth point, that qualifies as a problem in my book. What do I want to do with this Hoya? Do I want to get rid of it? Yeah. Will I get rid of it? I don't know. I have a video on that coming up of Hoyas I may or may not want to part with. We'll see. The only thing is when you have a Hoya that has mite damage, it's kind of it's not as easy to sell your Hoyas as you may think, because you know there's damage, and you have to be upfront with that. So you know it's not as easy to sell or part with Hoyas as it is when they have no damage. So this may have to go on fire sale for me to part with or give it away to someone. But the third Hoya that I really have a lot of trouble with is the phuwuaensis. This Hoya has no trellis right now, and that's because it's just too it's just too much right now for a trellis. And this is my elliptica. This elliptica has some issues. It has been up too close to the grow light, so it does have some leaf damage, some sunspots. As you can see right here, some of the leaves are a little damaged. This is in tree fern fiber. Wow, look at those roots. Now, those are some roots. So this Hoya is doing very good. It has excellent roots. Oh, but these roots are just pulling away, and I'm barely touching them. I'm just barely touching these. So these are very sensitive roots. So I'm just going to put that right back where I found it. But these roots look good. They're just very thin and friable. So I'm barely touching these. But this Hoya has given me fits because this was also a plant that was attacked by flat mites. I decided to restart it and see what would happen. Mostly a mess, but I do need to try and get this on a trellis and see what happens, and see what will happen with this Hoya. And this Hoya has scale, lots and lots of scale. That's no good. Ugh, that's no good. So this has to get sprayed after this is over. So we're going to put that right in front. So that was the elliptica that's got to get sprayed now. So that was number 4. Number 5 on the list is a Hoya that's not even a Hoya right now. And that is my Hoya deykeae, which is in 2 pots. Thankfully, the roots look like they are ready to go. They are ready to be repotted up into one plant again. But this deykeae took months and months to go ahead and recover. The plant got root rot. You know, that happens. The deykeae was kind of my original problem child. This Hoya rotted its roots before any of my other Hoyas did. This was the original cut up. So this has been sitting in water rooting longer than pretty much any of my other Hoyas have. This Hoya is very difficult to get going. It rots easy once it is going. It is temperamental, to say the least. But I am happy now that I can say that this is ready to go ahead and be potted up. I will probably, I don't know if I will pot this up in soil in a chunky mix, or if I will pot this up in a pond, remains to be seen. Because this likes to stay wet all the time. So I'm not for sure if a chunky mix will do good or not. But the 5th plants is my Hoya deykeae. And last, but certainly not least, is the original bad girl herself, the Hoya Svetlana. Now, I know I am not alone when I say the Hoya Svetlana is very difficult to keep alive. It is cantankerous and frustrating, and it likes to drop leaves after it forms them. It had a leaf right here where that node is, but it dropped it after it was mostly formed. It's got a leaf right here, but that leaf is also maybe on its way out. But thankfully, it also has formed leaves when I thought it wouldn't. So it is getting up there. It is starting to grow leaves. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got 8 leaves and 2 growth points right now. So that's not too bad for a notoriously difficult Hoya to grow. I've had this, it'll be a year at Christmas, which this is kind of not a lot of growth for an entire year, but sometimes you take it where you can get it. Yes, this is not much growth for a year, but then again, some people's Svetlanas don't grow at all. So, you know, you take what you can get. So that is my 6th Hoya that is frustrating for me to try and grow, and that is the Svetlana. So those are my Hoyas for today, my 6 Hoyas that are very difficult for me to grow for various reasons. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you will stick around for the next video. I have some planned out. I have about 12 planned out of various topics covering different Hoyas for different reasons. And I do hope that you stick around and watch those and give me your feedback on them. Let me know what you think. And until then, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.